Jam Creates here. We're going to do a kind of video I haven't done in a while. This is a Jam Comics classic for you. I always enjoy doing these. I just think they're fun. I have a whole playlist of them. If you've never seen one of these before, you can click on the playlists and you'll see a whole playlist full of them. What this is, in case you don't know, if you've never been to the channel before, these are comic books that I created when I was a kid. I still have all of them. I was fairly prolific when it comes to making comics as a kid. I made a lot. And a lot of them were, original superheroes. And when I say original, I kind of mean like original. Like like they're kind of like, you can look through some of the previous videos I've posted and you'll see, like, you can clearly see the influence of who those were based on, like what, like what comic was I reading at the time that made me want to make a superhero comic, and I kind of basically just ripped off that comic book. But anyway, that's beside the point. This is the first one, though, that I'm sharing on my YouTube channel here of what I call, it's first, I guess, of what you would call a licensed comic. It's a licensed property, although obviously when I was whatever I was, 12, 13, I don't know how old I was at this point. Obviously I didn't go to Nintendo and work out a contract to license out their characters to make a comic book that I could then sell. Clearly, I was just a kid making a comic about a game that I enjoyed. And this one, 100%, this is my Zelda comic, and you can tell totally that, and this was the first issue of Nintendo Comics, and there's actually more, and I'll share them as time goes on. This was done and inspired by, and I can tell you this was inspired by Zelda II, Link's The Adventure of Link, on the NES, because I played the crap out of that game. I played that game for hours. I beat that game multiple times. I loved that game. And I know Zelda 2 has like this crazy reputation amongst gamers of like, people either love it or they absolutely despise it because it was so different from the original, or really from any of the other games after that. But I absolutely loved it. I totally did. And so anyway, it's based on that, and it's also inspired by the instruction booklets. Yes, I was one of the few people, and I used to have, like, my wife makes fun of me because even to this day, if a game or something has an instruction book, I usually will read the whole thing. And that comes from when I was a kid, although games don't really come with instruction booklets anymore. But back in the day, they were awesome. And they had cool art in them. They had all this backstory about the characters, because the games themselves could only tell you so much. It's an 8-bit game. It can only do so much. So they had to rely on your imagination. And if you read the booklet would kind of help inspire your imagination as you went into that world. So Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, I absolutely loved it. The gold cartridge, the whole 9 yards. Like, I ate that thing up, and, just absolutely. And the booklets, and like I said, the booklets and the art in the booklets, I've always loved. So anyway, this was inspired by that. This is issue number 1. It's Link Saves Ruto from Destruction. Now, if you're a longtime Zelda fan, you would know Ruto as a character name, but in Zelda 2, there was a town called Ruto. It's one of the I think it's one of the first towns you come to in the game. It might even be the first town you come to in the game. And so that's where that comes from. And then later on in later games in the series, it became a character's name. So we've got an Octorok up here spitting out a boulder. We've got Link battling against this guy. I don't even know what he is. He's just something I made up. And so we move on. We start right here. Oh, this is ominous. Save Ruto. In Hyrule, an evil villain named Ganon. This doesn't even make sense. This is terrible English. In Hyrule, an evil villain named Ganon. He wanted to take over Hyrule. Like, what the seriously? The first sentence is bad English? That's pretty funny. He wanted to take over Hyrule. He wanted to start by taking over the town of Ruto, but he didn't count on a young hero, Link. And then there's the Welcome to Ruto sign with a spear in it. Very ominous. And then we see in Ruto, this guy running away. There's a spear. He's like, ah! And this guy's like, help! As this bug thing comes out of the ground. Some of the creatures were based on creatures in the game, but like again, like kind of up to artistic interpretation, I guess. Then we got this guy spitting out a fireball. Let's set the house on fire. Then he sees the smoke in the distance. Link sees it and he's like, that's Ruto. I've got to hurry. So he's running. And then look, it's a Stalfos. Wait, the Stalfos is the knight, right? The skeleton, or is the skeleton the Stalfos? I forgot now. I'm having a brain cramp. He's like, so you want to play rough? He jumps at him. I don't know what, like they're standing right in front of one another and then he's jumping. Where did Link go? And now suddenly Link is way over here and he's like hitting a rock with his sword. He's like, hey, a bag of spells. I'll try this powder. He throws it. Boom, it blows the guy up. He's like, all right, because, you know, Zelda is known for its explosions. Well, it is actually with the bombs. And here we got a Moblin. Yay, Moblin. And a slime creature. There's another spell. Poof. Wow, they're rock. It turned them into rocks. Ganon calls his creatures back. He knows Link has beaten him. Get out of here. And you're a hero. You saved us. Hooray. And then my patented little The End banner. Which I swear, like, when I do make my own, like, actual comic for human consumption, like, I'm gonna have to put that in at the end, just because, like, it's in every one of these ones that I do. So honestly, like, going back and like critiquing, obviously there's like not much of a story here. This is like how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of actual book and a cover. And the splash page is leaves a little something to be desired. It actually wouldn't be bad if it had like the sign there and then in the background you saw like the town burning and like being invaded and stuff. Like that would actually work pretty good. The concept is there. The execution wasn't exactly on point on that one. And of course the English was definitely not on point there either. So anyway, you know, this was the kind of thing I did as a kid. Like I made comics all the time. And, you know, like I said, some of them were okay. Some of them were terrible. Some of them were really terrible. And some of them were all right. I'm never going to say, oh, any of them were fantastic or anything like that. Like they're just fun. They are what they are. It was the product of me being a kid and my imagination and having a good time. I will say, like, honestly, and I do this when I go through all my stuff, I either just really laugh at like my art or actually compliment something. I actually like this panel. I feel like the little centipede creature coming up out of the ground, it's got energy to it. And like the guy being afraid, like him backing away, like I think that's pretty cool actually. So I like that. This hand is, what the hell is that? Link, what happened to your hand, man? And then just, you know, the poof, poof, poof. Lots of side views, lots of side views, lots of side views, lots of side views, because side views are easy to draw. At least they always were for me. So side views are very popular. You will see, like I attempted, you know, I use a lot of these comics you'll see will have side views or front views. You know, side view, side view, side view, side view, side view. This one is almost a 3/4 view, but it's basically a side view with his head turned a little bit. So there's an attempt made there. So anyway, this is, you know, I'm just going to keep this short. This is just a fun little thing. I like to do these from time to time. They're just fun for me to revisit, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. It's just fun. I have a good time. I generally laugh whenever I do these, and I feel like we could all use a good laugh right now. If you really want to laugh, go back and watch my video that I did for Blaster #1, because I cracked myself up in that video. So anyway, that's it. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments down below. If anybody else out there did this kind of thing, absolutely please let me know. I want to know I wasn't the only crazy kid out there making comics, and then especially doing like, you know, fan comics of things. Like, so let me know in the comments below. You know, hit the thumbs up if you like the video. If you want to hear more, you know, if you want to see more of these, I've got plenty more. So let me know. And anyway, with most of these, I usually will post like a link to I have a blog that I don't usually pimp out the blog too much because it's just kind of there and it is what it is. But if you're interested for some reason in actually reading a bunch of my comics that I made, a lot of them are on Tapas, and a lot of them are on my blog. And I'll put the link to both down below the video in the description. So if you're really interested in actually reading these books for real, go for it. It's fun. They'll take you like 2 seconds because they're all really short. So anyway, there's a couple that are a little bit longer, but most of them are fairly short. So anyway, that's it. If you like the video, just hit the thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, at jam_creates. You can follow me on Minds. You can follow me on Vero. I'm Jam Creates on both of those. I also usually mirror all my videos on BitChute. So if you're a BitChute subscriber, I've got subscribers over there. I love you guys. And if you've never heard of BitChute, it's another video platform, kind of like YouTube. The only thing it doesn't have is live streaming. It's a peer-to-peer. It's a cool thing, and they don't pull all the shenanigans that YouTube does. So you might want to check out BitChute. All my videos are mirrored over there. Unfortunately, lately, for some reason, the automatic mirroring has just stopped working for some reason. So until I can get that worked, I'm manually uploading the videos as they go. So they're like a day behind on BitChute just because of that. So anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon. And peace out.